What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live, large and in charge, sort of. It is May the 9th, 2023. The fog has rolled back in because we can't have anything nice where I live. And I have jury duty today. Yay! I get to go to the courthouse at 1 o'clock and sit there till 5 to see whether I'm going to sit on a jury or not. Can you imagine me on a jury? Yeah, that'd be a bad idea. Speaking of bad ideas, Wizards of the Coast continues to allow people associated with Honor Amongst Thieves to open their mouths and drive yet another stake in the coffin that is Honor Amongst Thieves. You know, what was it, about a year and a half ago, I postulated the idea that, is Wizards of the Coast doing all this on purpose? Are they purposely sabotaging themselves in a way to get bad press? Or make sure the stocks? Or, I postulated a couple of reasons why they would, actually go out of their ways to do so many dumb things. And people are like, no company would ever do that. People are like so angry that I posted that. Well, about a year-ish later, other people are now starting to say in their comments in regards to me, in their comments in regards to Wizards of the Coast, and especially the last couple of months or so, is like, are they doing this on purpose? Because how can any company be this self-destructive? Well, in another chapter of the Wizards of the Coast and people associated with Wizards of the Coast really need to keep their mouth shut, especially in regards to Honor Among Sleeves. Sleeves? Honor Among Thieves. Honor Amongst Sleeves is a different movie. This is Honor Amongst Thieves. Wizards of the Coast didn't want a fat dragon in Dungeons & Dragons movies. Executive producer Jeremy Latcham discusses Wizards of the Coast's concerns about making Themberchaud, I guess Themberchaud's the name of the dragon, fat in Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves. We didn't want to make him fat because we didn't want to fat shame. Remember, Wizards of the Coast's big banner over the past couple years is inclusion and diversity. We want to represent every aspect of our fan base. So no matter what you look like, no matter what you identify as, no matter what your thing is, young, old, every skin color, every sexual identity, whatever, every disability, we want you to feel included and welcome. Except we don't actually want to show that. So, and they go, and in the thing he says, we had a hard time because we didn't want to have fat shaming. No one is out to fat shape the dragon, but we don't want the dragon to be fat. That's literally fat shaming. And then saying we didn't want to fat shame, but we didn't make the dragon fat, is also fat shaming. If you're as inclusive as you keep claiming you are being, you either just like, sure, why not? Why wouldn't he be fat? Fat dragons and overweight actors have the exact same right to do whatever it is they want to do, right? We're inclusive. We're D&D. If you're overweight, underweight, tall, short, old, young, whatever, male, female, somewhere in between, black, white, green, blue, yellow, red, orange, purple, if you identify as a table, we still want you to be able to play D&D, and we want the Dungeons & Dragons experience to represent you. Inclusive, because remember, up till now, D&D has been problematic. It's been racist and sexist and homophobic and anti-Semitist. But now, we want you to be able to play. We don't want to feel that you to feel you're not represented. When you look at the D&D movie, we want you to see how you see yourself. Except we don't want the dragon to be fat. But it's not fat shaming. It is. It literally is. Why not just make him fat? He's a dragon. He could weigh a couple 1,000 pounds and still destroy a city. I mean, this is totally pointless information we didn't need to know. It is making a statement about something that wasn't a statement. Up until you mentioned it, Nobody thought about it. Literally, of all the things I have read about the movie since August, not one of them was, I'm concerned the dragon is too fat, or the dragon isn't fat enough, or I don't see myself represented in the dragon. No, nothing. Nowhere in any of the stewing pot of weirdness that is associated with this movie's ability to self-destruct itself is anybody made any comment about the physical health of the make-believe dragon. But now you've popped this flag up. We're literally putting yet another target on your back because you know the minute this starts circulating, people are going to start attacking you. People are going to start saying things about the movie and the fact that you went out of your way to let us know that you didn't want the dragon to be fat, but you don't want to fat shame, even though you're literally fat shaming. And then we're going to have, weeks of people attacking the movie for being discriminatory against people who have, physical health issues or whatever. I don't even know what you call it anymore. There's no way I can talk about people being, what might be considered overweight, even though that, without it sounding whatever. So we just assume that I am saying something that's going to upset someone, but I'm just repeating what Wizards of the Coast has said because apparently dragons have to be svelte and in shape. I don't know. I mean, is there a dragon gym somewhere? Do we some bunch of, Vermathorex and Smog and Thermozagon and all the other dragons on ecliptables and doing Pilates and, they're on the treadmill. They're eating, keto diets. I can't eat any gluten. I'm on the keto diet. I can only, I'm on the Mediterranean diet. I'm a dragon. I only eat a lot of, vegetables and lean meats. I can't eat a building. No, I mean, just. Remember, these are the same people who said that they purposely went out of their way to emasculate all the male characters in the movie, and they wanted Chris's character to look stupid. And then the day later, they were like, oh no, that's not what we said. It was a joke. We did not go out of our way to make Chris Pine's character look incompetent, even though Chris Pine then came forward and said, I love the fact that my character is basically a loser in this movie. Until the moment the movie came out, when Chris Pine said, I'm glad I'm done with this movie. I can't wait to get back to making serious movies, and I probably won't be in the sequel. And the directors are like, well, if we do a sequel, it's probably not going to feature the same characters, and it might not even be on the same place. So, in closing, stop letting this guy talk. Inclusion, diversity, Wizards of the Coast. Do you feel represented by this movie? Let me know. Are you upset or angered that Wizards of the Coast would say something like this? Let me know. Do you even care? No. Are we making a mountain out of a molehill? Of course we are. Should this guy just never have said this? Yes, absolutely. Are we going to continue to make fun of this movie? Of course we are. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you don't appreciate this content, let me know. If you never want to hear me talk about Wizards of the Coast ever again, too bad! I can't. I literally cannot go a day without them doing something stupid. I wish I could. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. And if you appreciate the nonsense that comes out of my mouth, maybe consider supporting the OGGM Adventures so we can continue to do this, because I need a new computer. And there are plenty of ways you can support me. Of course, the main way being to buy the product that I have been making that is up over at my sponsor, Big Geek Emporium. Or if you can't do that, there are other ways you can support me, like the Patreon, which will soon to have Patreon exclusive content on it. You could buy me a coffee. So yeah, if you've got a few minutes and you're feeling generous, subscribe. And we'll be back with more Wizards of the Coast nonsense later on.